Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Bazzle Spot Live. We are here again with my VGC 16 team, translated into 19, and it has actually surprisingly been going reasonably well. We actually won both games yesterday, didn't we? So, spoilers. Hopefully you've seen that already. But we're actually doing okay, to be honest, aren't we? I mean, considering this is a normal Rayquaza, we've not been doing too bad. And in fact, Rayquaza was very good in yesterday's video, wasn't it? So yeah, my target for really the end of the week was to stay in the 1,700s, because the team obviously isn't built for this format. We do struggle against, as we did on Monday actually, we do struggle against things like Katana and Necrozma and Tapu Lele as well, stuff that are around now that weren't when this original team was put together. So, like I was saying then, if I was going to try and turn this into a serious team, I would definitely have to address those issues. 100%. There are more threats now than there was back in 16 to the combination of Rayquaza and Xerneas, definitely. So I don't know. We're climbing up the Battlesport rankings. We're getting up there, surprisingly. So it seems like it's taken a while for us to find the button again. But fingers crossed, we'll get someone. Maybe no, don't say it, Barry. It's it's not the time for the tape measure. Stop being silly. The tape measure has no influence on Battlespot, Barry. Stop talking. So yeah, I don't know. Interested to see normal Rayquaza used. We've not actually used Nihilego. Oh, we have. We brought it in one game. But we'll look one more time. If I don't find an opponent next time, then I just got this off and start a new recording, because I'm allowed to do that. So, so if this is a video, if you're actually listening to me right now, then I have successfully found an opponent in the next minute. So, so there you go. There's no two ways around it, is there? There we go. Doesn't matter which music. Okay, yeah. So. Yeah, we brought Nihilego once. We haven't been able to show off Nihilego's little trick that we've got on this yet. We have got Foul Play on this Nihilego. It is Life Orbed as well too, so it does do over half to Necrozma and Solgaleo, and can do a decent amount of chip damage to Bronzong and all that kind of stuff as well. But Antonio has saved us from the abyss of finding a new recording, and he has got a Solgaleo. He has definitely got a team. I mean, Nihilego does look very good against this team, aside from the Ferrothorn and Kyogre, which seems to be, and I guess the Necrozma as well, but we can at least hit that, which seems to be the theme, doesn't it, really? I mean, there's lots of, I can definitely see an Incineroar Necrozma lead from him. I can definitely see that. I think he will want to bring the Coco, though. So maybe that will dissuade him from Trick Rooming. Is dissuade a word? Or do I just make it up? I don't know. Dissuade. Opposite of persuade. What's the opposite of per? I don't know. Let's actually pick some Pokemon then. And he has got the double water combination at the top there as well. But I think he'll lead with one of his steel Pokemon, surely. At least. So we'll go with SMEARGLE'S Xerneas. I think we do want Rayquaza in this. And I think we want Scrafty in this as well. So sorry, Nihilego, we're not using you again. But Rayquaza and Scrafty together kind of cover the Ferrothorn, maybe. I've got Earth Power on this Rayquaza when I was debating between Earth Power and Flamethrower, basically. And I went for Earth Power just to hit things like Stack Attacker. And he's actually gone with his double water lead. Okay, which is fine by me. That is fine by me. Yeah, so I went for Earth Power. It's basically a choice between do I hit Stack Attacker or do I hit, and a few other things like Incineroar, or do I hit Ferrothorn? I've got Overheat on Volcarona, so I've got some fire coverage on this. So I thought I'd be best going with Earth Power, but don't know. We'll see how this game goes. You kind of expect him to go for a fake out into Smeargle here and a Water Spout, wouldn't you? So I'm going to withdraw Smeargle into Rayquaza, and do I protect this turn or do I Geomancy? Because whatever happens, if it is a Scarf Kyogre, I've got to take an attack. So I think I will just Geomancy now. Because with the airlock up, it's still going to do a lot of damage. Like a Water Spout at full health will still do maybe about 60 or so %. But yeah, surely he had to fake out into the Smoke slot there. But because of the airlock again, his Thunder has become 70% accurate, and he has hit that 30%. He has managed to throw a Thunder off in a different direction. So I'm definitely taking that as a turn. Because the Ludicolo is Life Orbed, I'm thinking it might have Ice Beam, so Rayquaza is still threatened here. But a Moonblast, I'm just very aware that a Moonblast doesn't one-shot Kyogre. So I'm thinking the Ludicolo isn't Swift Swimming anymore because of the airlock. So do I double into the Kyogre? Or... because I don't want a paralysis with Thunder, basically. I think I am just going to go for an Air Slash into Ludicolo. And just a Moonblast into the Kyogre, though. Because, first of all, he needs a 70% to hit the Thunder. And then it's a 30% to get the paralysis. So, chances are not in his favour. But he's actually withdrawn into Ferrothorn. So I'm glad that's taking a Moonblast here. And I really hope that this Air Slash knocks out Ludicolo. We've seen its Life Orb, so it probably hasn't got any bulk in it. And it is a Rayquaza, after all. Ooh, it survives! And he flinches. Rayquaza, you have been good for us. You have been good for us. Okay. So now, if we had Flamethrower on Rayquaza, this situation is happening. We would feel okay here, wouldn't we? But we haven't. Has Ludicolo got Ice Beam then? Because the airlock isn't absolutely necessary now. I'm thinking, do we Air Slash and Moonblast into the Ferrothorn? Because I'm wondering if a Dazzling Gleam and Air Slash will knock the Ferrothorn out, and I'm not sure it will. So I think we do double into the Ferrothorn here with our strongest attacks. Ludicolo isn't actually a threat here. So as long as our Air Slash hits, I think we're okay. I think these two will knock it out. Ah. Well, that's not good, is it? But that is good. Okay. So, Air Slash has got a 5% chance to miss. And it just so happens that that was it. So, thankfully our Xerneas is bulky enough to take a non-banded Gyro Ball from this Ferrothorn, obviously. But if the Air Slash had hit there, Xerneas would have still had all of its HP left. And we would have been looking pretty good. But Ludicolo is protected. Ferrothorn is not a 50% berry, clearly. What's he got in the back? We know he's got Kyogre. And everything else is weak to ground. So I'm going to go for an Earth Power into Ludicolo and a Moonblast into Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn probably protects here. I think we've seen its leftovers, haven't we? So, no 50% berry. But this will knock out Ludicolo. I have just shown that I've got Earth Power, though. I was just wondering if you would want to maybe withdraw it into something. I'm just very aware now that one Moonblast isn't going to knock out Kyogre, and because we missed the Air Slash, because we took all of this damage on our Xerneas, we're not looking amazing right now. Especially if this Tapu Koko is Focus Sashed, which I am definitely worried about. What have we got in the back? Scrafty and Smeargle. Ooh. And he's got his Kyogre still in the back as well. So I could go for... an extreme speed and Dazzling Gleam into the Coco. But then I don't think that knocks Ferrothorn out, does it? If I Moonblast into the Coco and... Okay, I'm just going to play this straightforward. I'm just going to Air Slash into the Ferrothorn, hopefully hit it this time, and Moonblast into the Tapu Koko. If it is sashed, I still don't think... Ooh, he's tried for a double protect. I still don't think a Coco will be able to one-shot our Rayquaza here. But it is Focus Sash. And it's Electro Web. Ooh. Now that is tricky. Okay, so yeah, this Air Slash miss on the Ferrothorn has potentially cost us then. I mean, this is going to be very tricky to get around now, because our Smirgle is Scarfed, but his Kyogre is more Scarfed. It's faster, isn't it? So what do we do here? Because, yeah, this is not a good situation. See, if we still had all that HP on our Xerneas, would be okay, but we're not anymore. Do I bring out Scrafty? Bring out Smirgle. He's seen Earth Power and he's seen Air Slash on my Rayquaza, so he maybe doesn't anticipate Extreme Speed, so maybe he doesn't protect the Coco here. So I'm going to Extreme Speed into the Coco, and I think I'm just going to Fake Out into the Kyogre here. It wouldn't surprise me if Coco protects, which it does, yeah. So now, next turn I Extreme Speed again into the Coco and swap Smirgle into Scrafty. If he has to lock himself into Ice Beam to knock out Rayquaza. So we'll see if he tries to go for a double protect here. He tries, and he gets it. Has he locked himself into Ice Beam? Because if it's a water move, we should survive. It is Ice Beam. Okay, he's locked himself into Ice Beam. Oh dear, double protect. Double protect. Can Smirgle survive an Ice Beam? I don't think it can. It can, okay. So now we will can't Spore. Switcheroo does nothing. Fake Out makes Smirgle useless. We're going to transform into his Kyogre. We've got to transform into the Kyogre because we are going for a Fake Out into the Tapu Koko. So he has locked himself into Ice Beam. So as long as his Ice Beam doesn't critical hit our Smirgle, we might be okay, because I'm presuming he's got Thunder as well. He's got a Koko on his team. Okay, so he doesn't freeze us either, which is obviously a potential. But now it's a Scarf Kyogre versus a Scarf Kyogre, basically. Yep, he has got Thunder, so I can try and Thunder him. He's locked into Ice Beam, so maybe we do win here. And I'm not going to knock him off, because then he gets to change his moves. So I'm going to low kick him. Because an Ice Beam isn't going to do too much to Scrafty either. So, good. So we won a speed tie there. And we get to Thunderous Kyogre, which does take it out straight away. Fantastic. So, that was an interesting game. Rayquaza was very good for us. Aside from missing the Air Slash, which, you know, if anyone's ever used Togekiss before, the always, I've used it in like 13 and whatever, like always worried about hitting the Air Slash, because it can miss. There is that 5% chance. And that almost cost us the game. And then he got the double protect with his Tapu Koko as well. But I suppose how it all played out, that allowed us to get into the situation where we still had another fake out into the Coco, and we could transform as well. Because we had Rayquaza at a decent amount of HP, he had to lock himself into Ice Beam with the Kyogre, and that allowed our Smeargle to do some business there as well too. So, let's pick some different music. So look at that. I think that's actually the highest rating I've that is the highest rating I've been this format. Like, I've been doing a lot of, hopefully as you've been watching, I have been doing a lot of recordings. I've been playing a lot of on BattleSpot to make these videos. Normally I don't play on BattleSpot that much. In fact, hardly at all really. If I'd only maybe play on BattleSpot if I was like preparing for a tournament super hard or something. But even I didn't before Worlds last year, so I don't know. So I hardly ever do play on BattleSpot if it's unless it's for making a video like this. So I've literally climbed up just making these videos. So it's interesting to see how high you can get if you just play games, I guess. But now we're going to have the conundrum again, aren't we, of waiting for an opponent to appear for us. But yeah, 1,774 is not bad. Even if we lose this next game and lose both of them on Friday, I'm pretty sure we will still be in the 1,700s. So, yep, that's my goal done. I can be happy, I think. I think, anyway. It depends who we get paired with. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, I think we should be safe. Because you'd like... Oh, there we go. Nice. Someone with a slightly higher rating from Missouri. With his own Smeargle. And a Tapu Fini. And he's got the Evoltol. And Xerneas. Okay, so this is maybe another game where Flamethrower would be better on Rayquaza. But I am going to be taking my Volcarona in this game. So I'm definitely going with Smeargle and Xerneas here. Definitely want my Volcarona here. But then, who else? Because there's a case for everything else, really. Nihilego looks good against everything, aside from the Ferrothorn. An extra Intimidate on Scrafty. Intimidate isn't going to be that important here, but the low kick would be good to cover the Ferrothorn. And Rayquaza looks good. Does it? Rayquaza maybe doesn't look too good here, so it's either Scrafty or Nihilego. I think I'm going to go with Nihilego in this game. So we're locked in. Let's see if Nihilego can do something. I mean, on paper, Nihilego looks very good here, doesn't it? But like a knockoff from Evoltol, we'll just one-shot it, and we can't one-shot it with Power Gem. It can hit for a Thorn, but a foul play will still only do maybe about 40% at a guess. But he has just gone with Smeargle Xerneas. Here's a shiny, mine or not. If you guys have been watching me for years and years and years on YouTube, you may have noticed I have not once used a shiny Pokemon. Maybe in the MBL like a shiny Jirachi because that's the event and it comes shiny. But I never use shiny Pokemon. So he was going for either a Fake Out or a Follow Me. And again, if he Geomancies, I've got my Volcarona in the back. So one day this week, maybe it was Tuesday or something, and there was that guy with the lovely feint play, wasn't there, expecting my Volcarona to come in. So he Geomancies as well, as to be expected. But now, he has got Ferrothorn, and that is the biggest thing I have to worry about as a Xerneas. Because you can clearly see I am a Xerneas. Ooh, he's got Moody as well. So, ooh, Special Offense gets a +2. A Moonblast will still knock out Smeargle, surely. So, in comes Volcarona, and Moonblast into the Smeargle here. So, I always hope he goes for a Dazzling Gleam, because then we're red carding his Xerneas out. If he Moonblasts into our Xerneas, then we might be in a slightly sticky situation. So in comes the Volcarona. Is he switching? Is he letting it? Or is he going for a Follow Me? Okay, so I could have gone for a Dazzling Gleam this turn. Maybe. He has got a +2 special defense on his Smeargle, so depending on how bulky he is, maybe he wouldn't have knocked it out. Yeah, Moonblast definitely gets a knockout though. And Dazzling Gleam, nice. So we get rid of his Geomancy boosts. That turn went almost as perfectly as it could have done. Assuming Dazzling Gleam doesn't knock out Thingy. But in comes the Ferrothorn, and he'll bring in maybe the other thing that's not Xerneas next. To threaten the Volcarona. The Voltol, if he's got it. But if it is a Voltol, it's Tapu Fini. Ooh. So this has probably got Haze then. So maybe I'm losing my boost as well then. But we know he hasn't got a Voltol in the back. And who have I got in the back? I've got Nihilego, haven't I? Nihilego is looking good here if I can take care of this Ferrothorn. So I am going to overheat into this Ferrothorn, not you know, messing around at all with it, and just Moonblasting into his Fini. Fini should be EV to take a +2 Moonblast. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Ferrothorn protects. But do Tapu Fini carry water attacks anymore? I don't think they really tend to. Yeah, so I'm not surprised that survived there, and it will be a Haze here. Oh, it's a Psycup. Ooh. Well then. Well then. That changes things. Well, Xerneas will still be faster, but it won't knock out Tapu Fini from here. But can Tapu Fini knock out Volcarona? If it's got a water attack, then it can, and you would imagine it does. So this just got very nasty. Yeah, Nihilego is looking very threatened here too. Wow, this just got very bad. I think we have to hope for a Muddy Water Miss then, if it is. Or a critical hit. It is Muddy Water, and he does hit, and that should be knocking out a Volcarona, yeah. I don't see what I could have done there. Yeah, Volcarona goes down. So we're losing both of our Pokemon. Yeah, okay, so that... Yeah, okay, I don't think... okay, that's just how games go, isn't it? Yeah, Xerneas is definitely not surviving that. Yeah, okay, so... The turn we... Yeah, there's no way we can do this. The turn we... went for a Moonblast into the Tapu Fini. If we went for an Overheat into it as well, then it had the berry, it would have survived. The Ferrothorn protected very safely. Yeah, wow. This is the first time I've seen a Psych-Up Tapu Fini, and it's actually winning the game. So, you know, good on him. I am going to try and transform into his Ferrothorn, though. Hoping that his Tapu Fini is scared of a Fake Out. Like a Fake Out Sludge Bomb play. And I'm going to protect my Nihilego here. Nah, it's not protecting his Fini. So he just needs to Moonblast, you know, be safe, knock out the Smeargle. But it hits, unfortunately. And that is the game over. So Smeargle survives, but like like we needed him to protect the Fini there. Okay, so yeah, it would have been a bad play if he did protect the Fini, because like I'm not threatening the Ferrothorn with anything. There's no way I can knock the Ferrothorn out. So game's over. If he'd missed the Smeargle there, like if the Muddy Water had avoided the Smeargle, could we have still won? Maybe if we double protected Nihilego and knocked out the Fini, then maybe not still, because Ferrothorn versus Ferrothorn I would have struggled and knocked myself out too. So yeah, there's nothing we can do here. The game is over. We'll just put the moves through and let him knock us out, I suppose. Yeah, okay, so like I felt like I was in a fantastic position in this game. just because we did successfully activate the red card, got his Xerneas out. So Ferrothorn Finny comes in, and he's still going for Muddy Waters. Have you not got a more accurate move? I mean, the game is over. Like, there's no way I can knock out the Ferrothorn, but at least we got revenge on this Nihilego, on this Tapu Fini rather, using our boosts. Yeah, I don't think there was anything we could have done, is there? So Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini. Of course, he protects the Ferrothorn, and so I Moonblast into the Finny. 100% I do that. Maybe I could have expected the Ferrothorn to protect, and they maybe swapped Volcarona into Smeargle, because then I would have had an extra fake out, an extra turn to attack the Finny, but then maybe the Finny had protect. I don't know. That was a tricky one. I mean, that was a very well worked answer around Xerneas after the red card. You know, I thought I was in a brilliant position there, and you know, maybe Psych-Up is better on Finny over Haze. Because if he hazed me, I would have been absolutely fine. You know, I could have still threatened the Ferrothorn with an overheat. The only way that worked out for him was because he got my boosts and then threatened my Volcarona. And that turn, there was nothing I could have done, was there? Because, okay, let's say I protected Xerneas, brought Smeargle into a Muddy Water. It did actually survive a Muddy Water, didn't it? So maybe that would have been the move. Yeah, protect Xerneas, bring Smeargle in, but then what do? I get to fake out into the Ferrothorn, and a Moonblast still wasn't, you know, one Moonblast wasn't knocking out the Finny from there, was it? It needed 2 attacks to knock it out. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, yep, Psych-Up got me there. Okay, so hope you guys have enjoyed this, and that was a cheeky Psych-Up, wasn't it? And we'll see you tomorrow for one more video with this team. Don't know what we'll do next week, but you know, one more at least this week with this team. So I'll see you then. So goodbye. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and comment and share and all the rest of it too. And see you then.